Eliz RD here with Why Nutrition Standards. This episode presents an overview of the DRI mineral standards, so let's jump in. In episode 1, I introduced the DRI nutrition standards, which suggest healthy intake levels for essential nutrients for healthy persons of all ages. These standards provide a foundation that you can use to help determine your nutritional needs and make informed choices about your diet. The ideas introduced in episode 1 are used throughout the other episodes, so I highly recommend it. The DRI standards provide guidance for the 6 essential nutrient groups, calories, and exercise. My channel will be covering each of these groups, and this episode features minerals. So why are minerals important? The essential minerals are highlighted here on the periodic table. They are inorganic elements that are needed in small amounts for growth, development, and overall health in humans. The body cannot produce essential minerals on its own and must rely on outside sources. Minerals originate from soil and water and are absorbed by plants or consumed by animals. So the mineral quality of the soil or water can have a big impact on the mineral content of the plants and animals they support. It's important to eat a variety of foods in order to obtain the minerals needed for health. Minerals are found across all major food groups. Essential minerals have many roles in the body, and deficiency can lead to disease and even death. This overview will cover DRI mineral target levels, which are intended to ensure nutritional adequacy and prevent deficiency, and the upper levels, which are intended to prevent excess intake. I will also introduce a new DRI subcategory that is intended to reduce chronic disease risk. Let's start with a look at the mineral target levels. This chart from the National Institutes of Health website shows DRI standards for the essential minerals that are needed to maintain health and prevent disease in humans. I know that the chart data is small and may be hard to read. I've provided the chart URLs at the end of this episode so that you can check them out on your own. The numbers on this chart, expressed as RDAs or AIs, are considered target levels. These nutrient levels are set for healthy individuals. They are intended to prevent mineral deficiency diseases, plus add a safety margin for maintaining desirable body stores or reserves. Although the chart presents these values as amounts per day, they actually refer to an average daily intake over a number of days. Essential minerals are continually lost through the urine, feces, and sweat and must be regularly replaced through diet to prevent deficiencies. Iron deficiency is one that can particularly impact young women, children, and vegetarians. It is a leading cause of anemia, which can be very serious and even lead to death if untreated. The iron target levels vary by age and life stage group. Notice that the iron target level for a 30-year-old female is 18 milligrams per daily average, and the target level for a 30-year-old male is 8 milligrams. Minerals can be classified into 2 main groups, major minerals and trace minerals. The major minerals are needed in larger amounts and are more involved with structure and fluid balance. Deficiencies tend to show up as structural issues like muscle cramps. The trace minerals are needed in smaller amounts and are more involved with functions like oxygen transport and immunity. Trace mineral deficiencies are often more metabolic and can show up as feeling tired or getting sick more often. These nutrients work together within the body, and taking an excess of one can lead to an imbalance of others. Let's take a look at the chart for mineral upper levels. This chart lists tolerable upper intake levels for the minerals, or ULs. These standards list a maximum daily intake level that is not likely to cause adverse health effects, even if taken over time. However, taking amounts above this level for a period of time may cause toxicity symptoms. For example, the upper level for iron for a 30-year-old female and a 30-year-old male is 45 milligrams per day. Consuming more than this amount may lead to gastric upsets such as constipation, nausea, vomiting, and diarrhea. Notice that the range between the 8 or 18 milligrams listed on the last chart and the 45 milligrams listed here is not that large, and care should be taken to not overdo it with supplement use. The recommendation is to consume at least the target level as a daily average, but no more than the upper level. The upper level for magnesium is unusual because in some cases it is lower than the target level for the nutrient. This is because the upper level applies only to supplements, medications, and fortified foods, not to naturally occurring magnesium from food and water. This information came in handy when I was talking with a friend recently. She had heard that magnesium helped with sleep and wanted to try a supplement. There are several types of magnesium supplements on the market, and she learned that magnesium glycinate was the form that she wanted. So now the question was, how much to take? Supplement manufacturers offer a variety of dosage serving sizes. It was helpful to be able to consult this upper-level table and see that the recommended maximum daily level of supplemental magnesium for adults is 350 milligrams. Using this information, she could then review the choices and select a safe option. The upper-level chart includes an essential nutrient and several minerals that were not included on the chart of target levels. These do not have deficiency concerns as part of the mineral standards. Sulfate is an essential nutrient that is part of the sulfur amino acids. The sulfate requirement is met when the intake of sulfur amino acids is met, so specific mineral DRIs have not been set. Sulfate will come up in the episode on protein amino acids. Arsenic, boron, nickel, silicon, and vanadium are also new to this chart. Limited research data suggests that these might have beneficial roles in human health, but more study is needed. Upper levels have been set for 3 of these minerals. However, it is not recommended to seek them out as supplements. When the sodium and potassium standards were updated in 2019, the upper level for sodium was replaced by a chronic disease risk reduction intake level, or CDRR. This level was set at 2,300 milligrams per day for individuals 14 years and older, and is based on evidence linking higher intake to cardiovascular disease and hypertension. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, the CDC, Americans consume an average of 3,300 milligrams of sodium per day, which is a health concern. The CDRR is a relatively new subcategory of the DRIs, suggesting that the DRI research is expanding to focus more on reducing chronic disease risk rather than just preventing deficiency or avoiding toxicity. It has only been established so far for sodium, but may be expanded to other nutrients like saturated fat or added sugar. In this overview of the DRI mineral standards, we have covered mineral target levels, which are intended to ensure nutritional adequacy and prevent deficiency, and mineral upper levels, which are intended to prevent excess intake. The idea is to use the 2 values together. Strive to consume at least the target level as a daily average, but no more than the upper level. I also introduced the chronic disease risk reduction level, which is intended to reduce chronic disease risk. The DRI target level and upper level charts are available online. I've provided the links at the end of the video so that you can check them out on your own. I've also included a link to the National Institutes of Health nutrient fact sheets, where you can learn more details about individual minerals. Look for the DRI protein amino acid episode coming up next. Future episodes will review more DRI standards and explore how these standards inform nutrition labeling, the 2025 to 2030 Dietary Guidelines for Americans, creating healthy diets, and more. Like and subscribe to follow along and learn more. Until next time, this is Eliz RD with Why Nutrition Standards.